Welcome to Cooking in 360. I'm your host, Breedy360. Today we're going to be making pulled pork quesadillas. For this recipe, you're going to need soft tortillas, either flour or corn, 2 teaspoons of butter, a 1/4 cup of shredded cheese, smoked pulled pork, some spinach that we're going to do in this video, which is optional, and some sauteed onions, which are optional, but I have them in this video. Basically, we're really learning to make quesadillas, and all of the fillings that I have today are optional. For this recipe, I'm using tortillas that are flour tortillas. You can use corn tortillas as well. I have my cheese, a blend of cheddar cheese and Monterey Jack. I have my butter. I prefer to use spread instead of stick butter because it's easier to spoon out. Pulled pork. You can use chicken, beef, or any other filling. We had pulled pork in the refrigerator, so I used it for this recipe. We also had some spinach to sneak some vegetables in there, as well as some peppers and onions that were sauteed for another meal. They were left over, so I figured I could put them in the quesadillas too. Now that I have all my ingredients, let's start cooking. First, make sure the pan is nice and warm, and you add the butter there so the tortillas can get nice and brown. Once the butter is melted a little bit, circulate it around the pan. Just spread it around the pan so everything is nice and covered. Add your first tortilla. You don't need to have anything on it right away. Just put the tortilla in the pan. Then you can add some cheese, spread it around evenly, all around the tortilla. Feel free to use as much cheese as you'd like. Be liberal with the cheese. Now I'm gonna start adding my filling. So I had pulled pork here from another meal, and I'm gonna start putting that on the cheese as it melts on the first quesadilla. Next, we're gonna add some additional toppings. We have our sauteed peppers and onions. We have our spinach to add some veggies to the mix. Once those things have melted nicely, I'm gonna add another layer of cheese. You need the second layer of cheese so when you put your top quesadilla on, it will stick and bind together. Once that's heated up a bit, you add your second tortilla. If you'd like, you can add more butter and put it to the sides of the pan. So as it falls down, it hits the tortilla and gives it a nice browning on the edges. A nice crispy edge on your tortillas. Lightly pat down that second tortilla to make sure everything melts together and bonds nicely. You'd hate to flip it and have everything fall out. Now get your spatula right under the tortilla. It should be nice and crispy. Try to get one hand to guide it and quickly flip. Now you see I messed up an edge here, but other than that, it was a perfect flip. And you see that first tortilla got a nice browning on it and a nice crispy. Add a little more butter if you would like, so the second tortilla can get as crispy as the first tortilla. You want a nice crunch when you bite into the quesadillas. Next, give it a few minutes to let it melt a little bit. Let everything bond nicely, but you don't want it to burn. So your heat should be lowered at this point. Once you feel it has a good enough crisp, it's done. Take your quesadilla out of the pan. If you plan on cooking more quesadillas, I suggest you give it a quick rinse. Next, slice it up and enjoy. I try to slice my quesadillas into eighths. It's nice for presentation. And look at that. You see everything's melted and bonded nicely. You see our cheese layers, our pulled pork, our spinach, and our onions and peppers. Perfect quesadillas. Thanks for watching. Here are some other videos you might want to check out. Also, please subscribe and don't forget to like, comment, and share the video with your friends.